Hey, future Broncos. On behalf of Project Caminos, welcome back to another episode of Bronco Scoop. My name is Deicy Lemus. I'm a fourth-year architecture major here at Cal Poly Pomona and a student assistant of Project Caminos. Thank you so much for joining us for this new episode of Season 3. On today's episode, I will be celebrating the end of the semester, the entering of summertime, and also this is the last episode of Season 3. We will be returning in August. Bronco Scoop will be taking a hiatus. Is that the industry term? We're gonna take a break for the summer. By we, I mean me. I'm taking a break for the summer. But there's a whole season 3 worth of content. There's like close to 30 episodes almost. My goal for next semester is I will hit like 30 episodes. We will be returning August of 2022, I promise, with the entrance of a new semester and the entrance of a new class who is interested in Cal Poly Pomona, and with the entrance of new Broncos who will hopefully be tuning in and who are now or will be then in August considering applying to college for the first time and having new questions or a lot of the same questions that we've talked about on the podcast. So I'm excited to see what season 4 will bring. But I hope you enjoyed season 3, and I hope you enjoyed having me as the host. To help me celebrate the end of season 3, we have a very special guest joining us. Abigail, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Abigail Trujillo. I'm a chemistry major at Cal Poly Pomona, currently a senior. I've previously been on episodes with Project Caminos, and it's nice to be back here again.
So Abigail has been with Project Caminos since the very start, and you were actually the one who inspired our boss to bring. Our boss hasn't even been on the podcast, Yomara. I'm still trying to convince her, but you convinced her to bring Project Caminos to social media, which she was like doubting from what she's told me. So by the time I joined the team, social media had become like one of the main ways that we communicated with students. So can you share a little bit of your experience with working with Project Caminos at the beginning?
Well, definitely. I mean, I would say that we had a solid idea, or there was a solid idea there for Project Caminos. We really wanted to help out the community and the incoming students because we saw a need, and we wanted to make sure that it was met. And so, as a student, I remember I won't be the first one to go into an office or make a phone call or make an email. If I could Google it, or if I could, find it on social media, on Reddit, that would be my go-to, like limited social interaction. Yeah. So I saw that it was really important that, Project Caminos had a presence known on social media. And it's really grown since, with the help of our previous collaborators, just previous students I've had to work with. They've all been really talented. They've all brought something unique to the equation. And it's really made Project Caminos what it is today. So it's been really great to be able to part of the team.
Yeah. So this is your first time on season 3, but you were a part of Bronco Scoop starting up as well. You were featured on many of the episodes for season 2. Can you share what season 2 was like and with Dakari?
Yeah. So really what Dakari was trying to do is not only just, again, fill that need that we saw, but what we really wanted to do was introduce everyone to Cal Poly. So especially if not only were you a prospective student, but an incoming student coming in that summer, it was really important for you to kind of just see what was out there, what Cal Poly Pomona had to offer. So if you're just starting to look at schools, we wanted to make sure that you knew what was there. If you were coming in, maybe learn a little bit more about the campus. So maybe a virtual tour. So that's really what it was like, especially when we were still in the pandemic.
Yeah. Since we're taking a break for season 3, I would urge listeners who have been tuning into season 3 to go back and listen to season 2 to get even more information on Cal Poly Pomona. As Dakari covered so many other topics, I'm sure you can mention some. A few that I have is like the break. I didn't even mention that in season 3. It was going to be a campus spotlight, and then it just never happened. But there was also like the major exploration series, which I think both of us were a part of a few of those episodes. But those were very in-depth episodes on the different majors in each college. We like barely covered the beginning of what each major is in our series. But yeah, what other episodes can you remember off the top of your head?
One of my favorites were like the 7x7 facts that she did, that little
Yeah.
series. Just because I not only did I learn, I've been here for 4 years and I was learning things about our campus. And so it's like little facts, little details that you know that really helps you know about the history of Cal Poly Pomona, things that kind of give you a little bit more insight. Other things that I really enjoyed was like the Good Eats program. So if you're
Yeah.
coming into Cal Poly Pomona and you want to know the good places to eat, I mean, I think that's really important. We're
Yeah.
students on a budget and we're hungry and we're there for long hours. So we want to make sure that we can find good food at a reasonable price.
Yeah. So another resource while Bronco Scoop is on break are other Cal Poly Pomona podcasts. So CPP has podcasts by colleges, like the engineering student experience, which is mechanical. Well, it's actually College of Engineering. They cover all engineering topics. But that for that episode or for that podcast, we actually had the host come on to episode 21. So if you want to listen to the host on here, there it is. But there's also that podcast is a resource, and there's also like the College of Business Administration has Uncharted Horizons, which is another resource for students. And then College of Education and Integrative Studies has CEIS at Cal Poly Pomona, and then the College of Science, which you're a part of, has a YouTube page. And yeah, it's called CPP College of Science, and they have a lot of resources on there as well.
And not only that, but I think it's really cool that there are also just many podcasts on just what it's like to be a Cal Poly Pomona student. And they're offered by various departments like the Poly Post, which is the student CPP newspaper, Strategic Learning and Organizations Excellences podcast. It's called the CPP Community Cast, which is really cool. And then the athletic department has Bronco Cast. So, if you played sports in high school, or if, you like to get into sports, definitely something, you'd want to check out to see what the Bronco Athletics Department has to offer.
Yeah, so you can check out those podcasts on the screen if you're on YouTube, or in the description for those only listening to us. Make sure to tune into those podcasts, as they are resources for current students that cover specific departments at Cal Poly Pomona that were never talked about in this podcast. If you have any questions about orientation, housing, advising, financial aid, or anything else, we have an episode on the podcast with the people that you should be contacting. But make sure to reach out to their offices. They're still open during the summer for questions for prospective students. So you can still reach out to them as a resource.
I hope you guys also registered for orientation for those incoming Broncos. It's a great time to be there at Cal Poly Pomona during the summer. It's a great experience for college students who are going there for the very first time. It's important that you can at least know where some of the main buildings are in campus. You get to register for classes. It was really important because you want to make sure you get the classes you need when you come in. So it's best to do that as soon as possible.
Yeah. Do you remember your orientation?
I do. I remember I was a little nervous just because it was my first time on campus. I hadn't even taken a tour. I just kind of showed up and followed the signs. But what was really great is, I was quickly able to find some friends. I was able to kind of meet the professors from my major. They helped me register for classes. They kind of helped me at least make a plan to start off with. And then I was able to join my first club, which was really great. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we also want to welcome incoming Broncos who will be joining Cal Poly Pomona this fall. Congratulations into getting into Cal Poly Pomona. That's a great accomplishment. Do you have any messages to congratulate students, Abigail?
Oh, yes. This is a big accomplishment. You're coming into not only a new school, but a new community. And, we really hope that, you can make the best of your time here, and, that, Cal Poly Pomona is more than what you can hope for. So Definitely.
The first day is always nerve-wracking for everyone, but I think it's always important to remember that if you're nervous, the person next to you is equally as nervous. So sometimes you just got to get yourself to talk to the person.
And definitely don't forget, don't be afraid to ask questions if you get lost. I mean, we're all there. I mean, it's a big campus. It's bigger than most of the campuses that you might be leaving. So ask questions. No one's gonna, I say no one bites.
Yeah.
And then also arrive early if you can, and give it at least 10 to 15 minutes either to walk to find your classes and definitely to park. Parking can be a little hectic. So look at the parking schedules for rush hour, especially if you have those 8 a.m. classes.
Yes. So we'll see y'all around in the fall. We'll still be, you're not graduating, right? Okay,
No,
yes.
no,
We'll still
okay.
be here. So we'll see you guys around Cal Poly Pomona. And Abigail, before the episode ends, what tips or any other tips do you have for Broncos who are joining us next semester?
Other than like I said, the parking situation, definitely check out some of the resources that the camp community has to offer. There's a lot of places where you can get free printing, free snacks, just really get to explore the campus, if that means joining clubs or just hanging out in one of our cultural centers. It's a really fun place to hang out. It's an easy way to make friends and join a community. So definitely take advantage of those. I mean, after a while, printing can get expensive. So if you can do it free, definitely take advantage of it.
Thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode. I mean, I have another year of school, so I have another year of being the host of the podcast. Make sure to leave questions down below if you have any. Even though the podcast will not be up and uploaded, I'm still working over the summer, so there's still stuff that's going to be happening for Project Caminos behind the scene. But yeah, that's the end of season 3. Join us every week for a new episode of Bronco Scoop. Subscribe to our channel, CPP Access and Transition, or follow us on Spotify, Bronco Scoop, to never miss a scoop. Make sure to check out our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at CPP Caminos to keep yourself updated. If you have any questions or want to talk about anything Cal Poly Pomona related, email us at caminos@cpp.edu. Project Caminos Bronco Scoop is supported with funding from the Department of Education, Hispanic Serving Institute grant, and Cal Poly Pomona's Office of Student Success, Equity, and Innovation. Tune in for more.